let's try some examples. So there's a wall, and you have a ball strikes a smooth wall with a velocity v1 equal 20 meter per second. And the coefficient of restitution between the ball and the wall, E, is 0.75. Then we want to find the velocity of the ball right after the impact. Okay, so we have a smooth wall, so there's no velocity change along this direction, only velocity that approaches, and this velocity this ball moves far away from the wall, that is only going to change. So this is an oblique impact, of course. There's a ball that goes in. This is VB1, okay? Plus that same ball affected by the wall, FDT. Because this ball is, bouncing towards the wall, right? So the wall is pushing this guy back. So that's the force affected by the wall, and that is going to be the ball. Probably it's going to bounce that way with the velocity, and we call this VB2. So this is the ball right before it hit the wall, and this is the ball right after it hit the wall, and we can decompose these into different velocities, right? And we know the angle is 30 degrees. So first, let's use the coefficient of restitution. So E is approach velocity, separation velocity, right? And that is going to be V2x minus 0, 0 minus V1x. And this guy is VB1x, and this is VB2x, of course. This is VB2y and VB1y. Oh, so I stressed this thing. So, you do find the axis and free body diagram and then apply these two principles, right? So I skipped that part here. Of course, it's kind of simple. We want to select our axis system like that. That way you call this as VBX and VBY, etc. So if we continue with this here, let me move this a little bit up so I can have some more space. And that one, we know it's 0.75 from here, right? So that is going to be minus 20 cosine 30 minus VB2 cosine theta. The reason why is if we call this guy theta, then this is going to be what? VB2 cosine theta, right? So VB1 was 20 meter per second, so we have 20 there, and cosine 30, and it's 0 minus, so we have a minus sign there. And the reason why we have a minus here, although it's a positive thing, because this guy is pointing towards the left, okay? And from here, we can find out VB2 cosine theta is about 13 meter per second. It's just, moving this guy towards the right. Minus minus goes to plus. So we got this value is 13. So we want to know VB2 and we want to know cosine theta. Those are the things that we don't know, right? And what about we do towards in the y direction? So this was our x direction. And in our y direction, the velocity is going to be conserved, like I told you, right? So that guy is going to be same as this one. So VB1y is going to be same as VB2y. And from here, VB1y, this is VB1 sine 30, right? So VB1 sine 30 equal VB2 sine theta, right? And this is 20 here, so VB2 sine theta is going to be, it's going to be 10, right? This was 20, so 10 meter per second. So we have two equations and we have two variables, VB2 and theta. So we can easily find values. So VB2 is nothing but VB2 cosine squared plus VB2 sine squared, and that's going to be 10 squared plus 13 squared, and it gives us like 16.44 meter per second. And we can also find the theta by dividing this over that. So VB2 sine theta divided by VB2 cosine theta is 10 over 13, right? And what's that? These two go away, and what's this one? That's tangent theta. So theta is a tan 10, 9, and 13, and that is about 37.6 degree. So after we getting all these, we can finally find out, oh, after this thing bounced back, it's going to have a velocity, something like that, which is 16.4 meter per second. And the angle is going to be 37.6 degree. That's the velocity of the ball right after it bounces back from the wall. Okay? And let's try another example.